Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Christian. Christian is from Scotland in the UK. So let's see what Christian has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hi, William. How are you?
Hello, Chris. I'm very well. How are you doing today? You're feeling
Yes, I'm
better?
very well. Yeah, almost better. I'm still a little bit croaky, but yeah.
So what happened to you? Was a cold or flu or something?
Yeah, no, it was just a cold, just a regular cold, luckily. So
Amazing. Good. I'm glad to hear that you are going in the right direction right now, recovering well. Good.
yeah.
So tell me, how is your morning going so far?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a Sunday, so it's pretty chilled. So I just got up, had some breakfast, did some French. So yeah.
Are you more of a day or night person?
Oh, that's an interesting question because I used to be very much a night person, but I think as I've got a little bit older, I am more of a day person, but later in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And tell me where you're from, Chris.
So I'm from Scotland, so the northeast of Scotland originally, but I've lived all over the UK, and I think eventually I would like to live in Europe and maybe South America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A big, long way.
Yeah, I'm a warm person. I like to be warm. So yeah, the cold of the UK, the cold and wetness of the UK doesn't necessarily suit me. I'm much happier when I'm in Barcelona or Madrid or the south of France. So.
Amazing. And how long have you left Scotland for?
I'm actually in Scotland at the moment, but I was away for 12 years.
Oh, wow.
But I'm leaving Scotland again. So I'll still be based in the UK for a little while at least. But yeah. So I was away for a long while and then back for about a year. Yeah.
Saying that, tell me what's the best part of living in Scotland? What do you like the most of being Scottish? There is something interesting that you go like, okay, I'm very proud of being Scottish.
Yeah, I think for me, the best part about being Scottish is there's a really good sense of community there. So that's always nice, especially in the cities, because it's still kind of it's quite local in a sense. So there's a really good sense of community, especially with queer people. So that's nice. And I also really enjoy wearing a kilt. Wearing a kilt is very, yeah, very, very Scottish.
Oh, you should come wearing here today for me to see it.
Yeah, sadly, no, I don't have the kilt. Yeah, probably a bit drafty for me at the moment, but yeah.
I'm joking. And tell me, what do you do for a living, Chris?
So I create content is one of the things that I do, but mainly during the day I work in projects, so project management kind of thing in learning. Yeah.
I see. And are you okay to talk about your content that you create?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I'm going to start the interview with a phrase that I saw on your profile. It says there, I do things that make me happy and others happy as well. Come enjoy me. So tell me about your contents.
So for me, my content is about an exploration of kind of sexuality. So it allows me to explore sexuality from kind of my perspective, but along with other people, with people I collaborate with, the people who subscribe to my profiles and follow me on social media, they're able to participate in that as well. And I do like subscribers and people who follow me to kind of engage with me, and I'm very much about engaging with them. So it's really about kind of building a sense of community around that and just kind of realizing that a lot of times I think we can forget that sex is fun. It's something to be enjoyed. It's about pleasure. It's about building community with others. I especially think this coming from a kind of queer experience that we often relate to each other in ways that might be different from, say, your average straight person. So for me, it's really about kind of delving into that and exploring that and allowing people to participate that in whichever way they want.
Amazing. Yes, I think people nowadays they are more open about sex and about exploring, it was a taboo. I think we are breaking this taboo about people expressing their sexuality the way they want to express themselves. And there is such a big world out there with people exploring different ways, and you can find your own way as well. You just need to be open-minded and not judgmental, and also, just watch it, see what can work for you. Sometimes you can find things that you never thought about that it's going to bring good pleasure to you, and you're going to explore more and be happy. That's what I understand.
Absolutely, yeah, completely agree.
Amazing. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Absolutely, yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, okay? Random questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question. Let's do it.
All right.
By the way, should I call Christian or Chris?
Christian, probably.
Christian.
I think people get a bit confused and start calling me Chris. People can call me Chris, but yeah, Christian.
I'm glad I asked in the beginning. Christian, before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? First question for you is, what is a negative thing that happened to you that came out as a positive thing in the end?
Oh, wow. I think for me, the experience most recently that kind of was fairly negative, that had a positive outcome, really was the lockdown that we all experienced. So for me, that kind of, and for a lot of people, I think that involved changing a lot about your life, because I think it made everyone kind of realize kind of how dramatic life can change very suddenly. And I think that in response to that, people kind of thought about the way they were living their lives and what that looked like. And for me, that predominantly meant kind of returning to Scotland for a while as well. But I will say that kind of having that experience of coming back to Scotland, because I wasn't sure I ever would return in this way. And I've absolutely loved it. I've loved the kind of last year or so being back in Scotland, kind of connecting with people, reconnecting with others. So it's really been positive, and it's been really eye-opening and kind of allowing me to explore myself with others, not just in terms of kind of content, but in terms of my personal life. And it's been really, really enjoyable. And I've had a great time here. I've had some great experiences. I've made some really great friends, lifelong friends, and that's been really amazing, I think. So yeah.
Amazing. And for you personally, what was the most challenging part of going through that period that everyone was facing at the time?
Yeah, I think, like many people, I think one of the most challenging things was the kind of sense of isolation, kind of being cut off from your daily routine, the people in your life, kind of getting used to just seeing people kind of in a box on Zoom, sort of like we are now, actually. But yeah, it was really interesting because just yesterday I met up with someone I haven't seen in a couple of years, but we've known each other for about 3 years, 3 or 4 years now. And they said to me, we've never actually met in person. And I hadn't realized our whole relationship had been kind of online in kind of Zoom calls and things like that. So that was really interesting to kind of discover that after so long, we were now meeting each other in person. But it was lovely.
Amazing, very good. I totally agree. I think during that time, all of us, did not knowing, was very scary because no one knew at the time what was happening. Everyone was scared as well, But at the same time as well, it was amazing to see people, find a way of living, surviving, find different ways of working as well. I remember on social media, so many people like personal trainers, creating content and people connecting with each other as well. It was amazing. And actually now it's changed the world as well, the way people approach different things, because people, they create a new lifestyle as well, So I think it came out a lot of opportunities as well, that people find a way of living right now. Yeah, I understand. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Christian from Scotland. Next question is, who in your family you'd trade place with and why?
Oh, What an interesting question. Who in my family would I trade places with? Do you know what? I think I come from like a long family of kind of people who fished, so fisher people. They worked in kind of fishing in rural kind of Scotland, and for me that's quite interesting because that's such a different experience from what I have living in the times that we do now. So I think it would probably be someone like my great grandfather or someone like that to kind of be more connected, I suppose, to the natural landscape, because I think my relationship to Scotland's landscape is fundamentally different from the relationship they'd have. So that would be a really interesting kind of opportunity to almost switch places. I suppose I'm time traveling in my answer to this question, which you maybe weren't expecting, but yeah, so I would definitely think that would be the opportunity I would take.
Sure. And all your family, they're based in Scotland?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, but you always kind of, you can discover, you can like explore these things and find out you've got relatives out in, I don't know, Canada or Europe, things like this. So it wouldn't surprise me if I have some kind of members of my family who are long spread out along the world.
Amazing. Next one. Before the next question, as you mentioned about living South America, anywhere in particular or anywhere there that you could find yourself happy?
Yeah, I think for me, like what I've kind of seen and experienced and heard about from people in terms of kind of the culture, is really what appeals to me. But I think I would like to live in a few different places because I always kind of move about. I've always been a kind of bit of a nomad in that way. But I think like places like Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina. And these are all places like if I haven't visited, I'm planning to visit as well. So really, it'll be a great opportunity to kind of meet people and connect with people there, because I tend to meet people from those countries, but maybe in Barcelona or Gran Canaria, or even in the UK. So it'd be a really good opportunity to kind of meet people over there and kind of see the places I really want to live in first. But yeah, I've got a list of different places I want to live.
Can you speak other language?
Yeah, so technically I speak a dialect of Scots, which is called Doric. I speak English, obviously. I speak French and I've started to learn Spanish as well. But it's only been a couple of months with Spanish, so I can kind of get by. But I like it when I can speak the language a bit better because I like to connect with people within their own language as well, because there's things you miss and lose out on when you're not speaking in that language. So I really prefer to kind of, when I'm looking to visit places, I want to be able to speak some of the language.
So far, what's your favorite Spanish word?
I don't know if I can say them because they're probably quite rude. Do you know what I like? I like the way in which kind of Latinx people are much more open, especially than people in the UK, not to generalize, but that open emotionality I really respond to. So it's just the fact you can be walking in somewhere like kind of Madrid, Barcelona, Gran Canaria, somewhere like that, and you can just be like, hola guapo. And it's really nice the way that people kind of engage and greet each other, even if they're strangers, which you don't necessarily get in every country. So that's what I kind of like. But yeah, probably the particular phrases I like are probably a bit rude.
You tell me in private after, okay?
Yeah.
Next question is, what's your morning ritual? Do you have any?
Yeah, so my morning ritual, I wake up, I doze a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Then I practice whatever language I'm learning at the time. So at the moment I'll do some Spanish. I also meditate, and I try and journal a little bit as well, but I'm a bit lazy with that, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so generally kind of meditation, a bit of language learning, and I try and get myself up because it's often difficult, especially up in Scotland when it's a bit dark in the morning.
Amazing. Next question, Christian, let's do it. All right, next question is, what is your favorite weekend activity?
Oh, my favorite weekend activity. Oh, that really depends on my mood, I suppose. So sometimes I'm really up for kind of going out with friends, going to a club, going for a dance, and I'm kind of hanging out with my friends. Other times it's maybe just kind of exploring the city that I'm in, kind of having a wander, a bit more subdued and reflective, I suppose. So really, really depends on my mood. But I like experiencing different things. So yeah.
How far are you from Glasgow?
How far am I from Glasgow? So about an hour, I think, an hour from by train. Yeah.
All right. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. Before the next question, tell me what's the best part of creating adult content, and also what's the most challenging part?
Okay, yeah. So the most interesting part of kind of creating content, I think, is the people that you get to meet. Because for me, it's all about meeting and engaging with people, like I mentioned earlier. So I think that's the most exciting part, is getting to meet new people, engage with new people, and build relationships with them as well. I think that's super cool. The fact that I can kind of go to different cities, wherever that may be, meet people, work with them, collaborate with them to kind of create something. That's really, really cool. The most challenging part, I suppose, it is actually the logistics of doing all of that can be quite challenging, because people have busy lives. Often people who create content, it's not the only thing they do. A lot of people do it as a full-time job. Some aren't at the stage where they can do it as a full-time job. So that often can make it a bit more tricky, kind of aligning schedules, especially when you're kind of flying in for a few days. So yeah, I think that's probably the most challenging part. But when it works and it pays off, that's really, really worthwhile.
Let's say people would you like to visit your links, yeah, your pages. Tell me something unique about your content that no one can find any other people creating content out there. So there's something special, something unique?
I like to think it's the way in which I try to connect with the people who look at my content, who engage with my content. I also think it's taking away kind of some of that seriousness and kind of maybe that sheen. It's not always perfect, which I think in the past, especially with more studio-based kind of porn, what you tend to get is a level of narrative or artifice that doesn't necessarily click with real life. So it's more about the connection of real people that I try and kind of capture. And I only work with people I'm interested in personally. So it's not just a case of it's a job and I'm just going to meet with someone and work with them because we both work in this industry. It's very much about the fact that we like each other. There's an attraction there. There's a chemistry, right? And I like, what I find is that really shows up on camera as well when you're filming. So I really hope that comes across. I feel it comes across, and the response I get from people kind of suggests that's the case to me as well. So
amazing. Next question is, what is your favorite holiday season of the year?
Oh, that's easy. Summer. Just because it's warmer. Easy. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it would be disaster.
Yeah.
Next question, Christian. Let's do it. Next question is, how long can you go without checking your phone?
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's interesting because recently, I think a couple of months ago, what I did was I changed all the settings on my phone so I don't get notifications, which is interesting because sometimes I'm finding now I need to rely on them because if people are messaging me through Twitter or Instagram or WhatsApp. So I kind of have to figure out a balance between the two. But when I first started doing that, I would only check my phone once, maybe it was a little more than once a day. So in the morning, I would check messages, and then maybe in the evening. But it was quite surprising. I could go all day without it because as soon as you turn off notifications, you're not automatically just picking up your phone. I think I'm a bit worse at it now, though. So yeah, but that was kind of my best kind of time when I wasn't checking my phone all the time. So maybe a little bit more now.
And which social media do you use the most?
Ooh, well, that's interesting. I would say probably Twitter a little bit more, just because of what I do. And then maybe Instagram. I also use Reddit. TikTok, I don't really use. I know a lot of content creators do use TikTok more and more. And maybe I will in the future, but at the moment, no, it's the other ones. But yeah, Twitter probably a little bit more, just because I think that community is a bit more active.
All right. Next question, Christian, let's do it. Let's pretend now I'm gonna come to Scotland for the very first time, yeah? Or people watch the interview as well. What would be your best piece of advice for, to visit? What is a must in Scotland that people, they should visit for the very first time when they visit?
Yeah, what I probably recommend is it's a very kind of cultural place. It's very there's a lot of natural beauty in Scotland, so I would definitely recommend kind of, if you can, get a car or kind of book some trips via train or however you can, whichever means you can use, kind of going out and exploring beyond the cities, right? Because I think people will first go to the cities, but if you go beyond that, there's a lot of kind of beautiful places, like kind of the Scottish wilderness, if you like, that you can go and explore. You can kind of go hiking. There's so much stuff you can do. You can go skiing. Yeah, so there's heaps of stuff you can do. See castles as well. There's so many castles in Scotland as well. And you can go and like visit them and spend the day there. And I think that's a really cool way to kind of connect with a lot of what Scotland's about.
Next question is, what is something not many people know about you?
Oh, wow. I like to think I'm quite an open book, and I do kind of, I say what I think a lot of the time, maybe for better or worse. So I wouldn't say I have any kind of deep secrets or anything that people don't know about, because I've been pretty open about my past. I've been pretty open about what I'm doing now. So yeah, kind of a secret. Yeah, no, I like to think I don't have any. So I'm gonna sidestep that question maybe, because I don't think I have an answer.
It's an answer. This answer is already an answer. Some people, they are very open-minded. They talk about their true self. So it's an answer. And tell me, Christian, how was growing up as a gay boy in Scotland?
I think it was quite interesting. I grew up in quite a rural place a little while ago. Maybe attitudes are different now, I think. So that probably was a little bit tough. But yeah, I think overall, I think I was relatively lucky in my experience. I mean, yes, I grew up with homophobic abuse and kind of the attitudes towards that. Sex education in particular was pretty bad. To be honest, I don't know if it's improved that much. I don't think it has, because there's still a stigma and a shame around sex, not just gay sex, all types of sex, really. So yeah, I think it was okay. I think I got through, and I think it was very formative as well. And I have friends from that period of my life that I still speak to and I'm very close with, and I'm very kind of lucky in that sense. So yeah, I think I got a lot of positives out of it. But yeah, sure, I think it was maybe more challenging than if I hadn't have been gay, but I think that's okay, because I think those kind of challenges make you into the person you are today.
Absolutely. And the day when you came out, did something happen, or you just felt like, you know what, I'm going to be my true self from now on?
Yeah, I think it was kind of the second option there. It was kind of progression towards that, really. It was kind of coming to an understanding of myself and kind of going on that journey, which I don't think ever finishes, by the way. I think you're always on a journey in becoming and having a relationship with yourself and kind of discovering yourself. But yeah, certainly I think it was a kind of transitional period in that time where I kind of came to realize my feelings towards other men in particular, and then starting to share that with kind of friends and then more and more people.
See, all right. Next question, Christian, let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, if you could meet yourself when you were 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself?
Oh, yeah, I think keep going. I think that's my instinctive answer. I think weirdly, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, what would it be like if something that could happen? And I just like walked into a room with my 15-year-old self there. Yeah, absolutely. Keep going. Have faith in yourself. Doubt yourself less. And yeah, just like don't worry about the things that you don't know. Like have faith in you'll get to where you need to go as well. And it might not be the exact path that you think it's going to be. It's not a straight line. There's going to be diversions, but all of that's okay. So yeah, I think, yeah, that would probably, a few things I'd probably say to myself, but yeah.
And when you think about your childhood, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
I think actually it would be kind of, I used to love climbing trees, things like that, being out and about. I was quite an active child. I loved kind of, yeah, just getting stuck in the mud and kind of getting high up so I could like see across the town where I was living and things like that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, those are the kind of memories that I really cherish from childhood.
Amazing. Right, 3 questions left for you, Christian. Let's do it. But before the next question, I'm going to ask 3 questions in one, okay? Mm-hmm. The first one is, when was the moment when you decide, okay, I'm going to start doing adult content? Yeah, when idea came along. The second part of the question is, tell if you can share like a funny story or a moment that you know, like doing your content that you go like, oh my God, that's I'll never forget because it was funny, or was interesting, or something that always stayed in your head. Mm-hmm. And the last part of the question is, if you could choose anyone, you know, in the world to do a collaboration or to participate on your adult content, who that would be? So 3 questions in one.
Right. Okay. I have to remember them all now. Now I've got like all these names popping in my head from the last part of the question. I think there's so many that are like on my top tier. I'm scared I'm going to miss someone out because I do think about this a lot. But when did I start? So to answer the first part of your question. So I started around about summer of last year. So 6-7 months ago now. And that followed what I initially did, like a modeling shoot. So I modeled for a gay sauna here in the UK as part of their marketing campaign. So I did a shoot for them, which was pretty enjoyable. I had a lot of fun. I met some really cool people. It was a really like nice day. And then it kind of stemmed from that really, because I think, again, that what we're talking about, those kind of transition points and kind of exploring yourself. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I really enjoyed doing this. I wonder if I'd like to do it kind of in a bit more of a different way. And I definitely went and tried it and I liked it. And here we are. So yeah, it was kind of 6-7 months ago, I think. The photo shoot for the sauna was in May, I think, May of last year. So there was a couple of months between, and then I started doing different types of content. What was the second part of the question again?
If you can share like a moment that was funny, that you're doing something like interested, to go like, oh my God, I'll never forget this moment that when you're doing creating the content.
Yeah, actually, one of the most fun moments, I think, and this is going back to what I was saying about kind of working with people that you have like chemistry and a vibe with, which I'm fortunate to do. I think I was filming a scene with a partner, and it was just, we were really kind of engaged with each other. We were really connecting, and it was very energetic is the only way I can think to say it. And we just ended up in all sorts of positions, just purely by accident as well. It was all very spontaneous. It wasn't planned. It was just very much in the moment. And that's, I think what made it even more kind of special and cool for us and for the viewers. So yeah, it was just kind of ending up in some really kind of not bizarre positions, but yeah, kind of like, oh, I just wasn't expecting to have my like legs up right behind my ears and things like this, with my feet kind of hooked behind a couch. And I think it surprised both of us because you have to be quite flexible, I think, but yoga helps. So yeah, that was really fun. And kind of to see that kind of play back as well. That's really cool. And I think you can see the enjoyment as well because I was being picked up and things like that. So yeah, that was a really, really good day. So shout out to Rossi, by the way, who is my scene partner for that one. Yeah, and then who would I most like to work with? So I've always really held a kind of a candle, I suppose, for Greg McCowan. Gerg is the word, who previously, well, they've always done go-go dancing, but I knew them previously from a YouTube series actually, which was called Hey Queen, which was related to the Drag Race kind of franchise series. So they would have drag queens on a lot of the time, but he was a kind of sort of like a guest host on that, a co-host. So I saw him on that years and years ago, and I was like, wow. And then he started doing content. So I'd really like to work with him. Griffin Barrows as well is another one. Oh, there's so many names. Yeah, I'm missing out people. There's probably like, I have like my top dream kind of collaborations. There are two that are definitely on the list. I think there's like three others, but I can't remember them right now. So sorry, but I will track them down because I always have an eye out for an opportunity to work with them.
Amazing. I would like to see when it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, when I first started out, I did wonder if I would just make it as like my list that's on my profile. So because it's a journey of exploration, but it's also a journey towards these particular people as well. So I thought it'd be quite fun because then it'd be like tracking my progress and kind of achieving a collaboration with those people.
Amazing. The message out there, imagine they watch the interview right now and they're gonna go like, you know what, let me send a message to Christian. Imagine.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Next question for you is, if you could be any age, what age would you choose and why?
Oh, easy, the age I am now. I think I'm very much about being in the present moment and being mindful of that, especially more and more in the last couple of years. And I really try and work towards that daily. So for me, I wouldn't be any other age than the age I am now, because it's exciting to see what comes next, but also everything you've achieved, the challenges you've overcome, the kind of the great moments you've had, the opportunities you've been able to explore, all of that. So I really like kind of being just in now.
Aging for you is something that bothers you, or you don't think about it?
No, not at all. I have friends who've had age complexes for many years, and I don't understand it myself, because it is part of life. Getting older is part of life. I don't think you should be scared of it. So yeah, for me it's not a problem, but I think I look quite young anyway, so that's probably why.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question is, when have you been the most happy?
Oh, interesting. Now again, yeah, I'm most happy now. Yeah, I think this is the best time in my life. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm doing the things that I want to. I'm finding out more what that is as well. I like the relationship I have with myself, others, the world. That's all really, really great, and it's getting better every day. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the life that I have and the things that I'm able to do and the opportunities I get and the people I get to meet on a daily basis. That's all super cool. So yeah, I'm at my happiest now.
And what's the best part of being yourself, Christian?
What's the best part of being myself? Having fun with life, I think. Yeah. I would say, again, I mean, getting to meet people, have fun with them, connect with people. I think those are all really important things. I think they're part of what it is to be human. So yeah, the fact I have the opportunity to do all of that, yeah.
Very good. And I can feel your vibe that you're so confident and happy now with the life you have right now. I think that's what life is about. It's about you being happy, you know, with the opportunities coming along or living by day, you know. I think that's what's the meaning of life.
Yeah, exactly that.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Last question. Christian from Scotland. Before the last question, tell me, in your opinion, as you've been doing, you know, the work you do right now for a few months, so far, what do you think is the biggest misconception that people has from people who create adult content?
Yeah, I think a big misconception that can happen is that people, for some reason, aren't smart, or they're pretty stupid, or like they somehow aren't the same as other people. But we all are, right? We're all humans. We all have fears, we all have passions, we have negative days, we have positive days, and I think because you like people see content creators in a very particular light in a particular way, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions around that that are long standing, which I think are getting less and less. I think the idea of OnlyFans, just for fans, sites like that have really opened up, and the ideas around sex, like we were saying earlier, have really opened up, and people are more open towards their attitudes towards sex anyway. But yeah, I think kind of there is still some misconceptions that maybe like content creators are a little bit more stupid, like emotionally and intellectually, but I don't think that's the case at all. I've had some really wonderful conversations and times with people that I've met through content creation, lovely people. Yeah, and yeah, just really genuine, down to earth as well, because I think that's another one. People don't necessarily think that people who create content are down to earth, but yeah, really nice down to earth people.
All right. Last question for you is, what do you consider most romantic?
What do I consider most romantic? Oh, wow. Because I think I am quite a romantic person, or I do like the idea of romance. But what is the most romantic thing? Being genuine. I think being genuine with yourself, with your partner or partners who you're with in that moment. I think, yeah, just genuine interest, not hiding, being present. Yeah, I think all of that those are the kinds of things that you can do to really be romantic. Which probably sounds a bit odd, because normally people would be like, oh, flowers or chocolates, I don't know. But yeah, I think that kind of just being in the moment with the person, being very genuine, I think those are the ways that you can really show affection.
And actually, this question came along for different people around the world, and they actually have the same, more or less the same answer as you.
Oh,
yes, absolutely. I think people, they see being romantic on simple things, on simple gestures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think nowadays we live in a world with so much perfectionism. You know, people, they just want, social media is the way that they sell perfection. People, they just run away a bit of it. They prefer to live a simple life or express themselves in a simple life. And people they like that. I think people, when they do this genuine, like gesture, people always remember. There's somebody said the other day that people will remember. They forget what you give to them, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Right.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with sex.
Fun.
Family.
Family. Oh, 2 words. Sometimes difficult. Am I allowed 2 words?
Absolutely, absolutely. Money.
Fame. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Love.
Heart.
Life.
Sometimes difficult. I'll pick a different word though. Life. Wholesome.
Okay. Politics.
Oh, sometimes difficult. Politics. Unnecessary. That's what I want to say, yeah.
Religion.
Sometimes difficult. Individual.
Good one. Fear.
Fear. Oh, tough.
Friendship.
Love.
Desire.
Hot.
Regret.
Useless.
Success.
Nice to have. That's 3 words. Nice.
Okay. How about wish?
A wish.
Yeah, wish.
Like a wish. Fulfilling.
Okay. Happiness.
True.
One word for Scotland.
Oh. 2 words again. Beauty. Great.
And the last one now. Adult content creator. One word.
Fun. I think I've used that for something else. Lucky. I think I'm lucky to do it, yeah.
Very good. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, what is the most beautiful thing about Christian, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What your best friend would say?
My best feature, I think, loyalty. I think I'm really loyal to the people I care about and the people in my life. I think actions are really important as part of that as well. What I need to work on, sometimes I'm so unfocused. And if you're having a conversation with me, I can go off. Some people appreciate this, but others don't. But I'll talk about 6 different things at once, and it's hard to keep me on track. So that can get a bit annoying, probably.
Amazing. Let's play now, Christian, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Right, you can ask me a question now.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this, and I've only really had one question, because I think it relates to kind of what we've been talking about today, which is about people and kind of relationships and things like this. So if you could have anyone over to dinner, or maybe I'll say 3 people, I'll give you more options, between 1 and 3, like which people would you have to dinner at any point in time? Anyone you like.
Okay, good. Sorry?
And why?
Okay, good question. Okay, actually, I was thinking at the same, when I asked this question that we're asking, that a lot of people came to your mind, for me as well. I started thinking about people. But okay, so I'm going to put 3 people in a table with me, okay? 3 people. The first one, I'm going to put Barack Obama. It's someone that I always admire. I think the world admire Barack Obama. I think would be such a nice to have a conversation, with Barack Obama, just to have a thought about, his wisdom. I think I would learn a lot. At the same time as well, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna be honest. The 2 people that came to my mind as well, because what's happening with them right now, outputs Barack Obama, outputs Prince William and Prince Harry as well. And I'll tell you why. I think, I was talking the other day about that. And I think because what's happening right now with them, with this controversy, between the royal family, with Prince Harry, and all the situation between them, it's quite sad to see in a way. I think we saw those 2 boys growing up together, for that long time, and the drastic moment that when they lost their mom, and they've been in the spotlight for always being, and to see those things happening right now. I understand both sides. I think in a way there are a lot of hurts between both. There are a lot of things that they want to just try to sort it out between them, which is normal. They are family. They like us, they have their issues as well. But in a way, it's just sad to see both of them having this moment right now. So I would like to have a dinner now. Imagine 2 of them right now in the table with me, with Barack Obama, to calm down a little bit the nerves.
Yeah.
And I'll be just there, like, listen to them, the conversation. So yeah, at the moment, I would put the 3 people with me at the table. But, I think if we had the superpower of having, a meal with so many people around the world, that they are so inspiring, and not just that, but some people that, for some reason, they always left, a message for us, or something, a lesson, something that could be anyone, could be like anyone, even people that you meet every day. There are so many people that you meet for a moment, also you just meet for different occasion, and you go like, you know what, that was a good moment, that was something nice. But at the moment, with your question, I would put 3 of them in the table with me, and after that I would write like a bestseller book.
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, so that's I'll be at the moment, and I'm sure like in a week time or in a month's time, someone asks this question, I'm gonna change my mind. But right now, I would go with those for sure. Yeah. Christian, did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really, really fun. It's been really nice kind of talking with you.
Thank you so much. First, to be so open about, what you are living right now. I think it's so inspired to see someone happy, so open, express the way they think the way you are right now. I think it's such an amazing, way. And again, I can feel your energy right now, just talking about, you're so open, and also you are so happy as well, living the moment, living your life right now. And I think, again, I'm going to repeat, that's what life's about, living the moment and enjoying as well. Sometimes can be tough, but just keep going. And I think we always gonna get to a good place. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the kind of positive message that's really sitting with me at the moment, and I'm actually going to have this as a tattoo soon, but I've had to reschedule it because I need to go to Amsterdam for a shoot actually next month. That's when I was going to get it. It's my very good friend actually has done my tattoos recently, which is really nice. They did so I have a swallow on my left forearm. And they did it, and it was really nice having that done by one of my closest friends. So they're now the only person I'll let tattoo me, which is probably annoying for them because they'll get sick of me. But yeah, I was gonna get this tattooed next month on here. I don't know, my bicep, I suppose. But a part of it has the phrase, "If you don't know, don't worry."
Good one, actually. Good one. I actually never heard that before, and I like that. Wow.
Yeah, I stole it. I'm not gonna lie. It comes from a musician called Fred again. But
Wow.
yeah, if you don't know, don't worry. Well, I think he sampled it from someone, so I'm repurposing it as well.
No,
But yeah, I think that's really sound advice. I think, yeah, because it can be so easy to get caught up in stuff. And if you don't know, don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
amazing. I like that. Very good. Christian, thanks so much for the interview, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely lovely, William. Thank you so much, and take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.